Today we're going to talk about goal setting in Chapter 2, Module 2. Before we delve into goals, it's important to look at our values. Our core values are our guiding light. They're principles by which we try to live our life. What's important to us? So doing a values assessment, which you'll find a number of resources in our textbook, is crucial to setting goals. Because when you think about it, our time is kind of limited, so we don't have the focus to be able to do a million goals, right? Being focused and focusing our attention on the things we value most will help us actually get our goals accomplished. So this is a collage of values that some former classes of mine put together, and you can see there's different categories. So up here in the upper left corner is things like monetary values, things like having a home, having a car. Now that's a Porsche, and so some students valued having a lot of money, but a lot of students talked about having financial security. So that was important to them. Down here in the lower left corner are images from education, right? Our education is something that we value. We're putting time and energy into it. And education is something someone can never take away from you. Down here in the lower part, you see physical health, right? And staying in good shape. In the center, we have some things about faith and love and hope and spirituality. Down here in the lower right corner, teamwork and a sense of community. And up here in the upper right-hand corner are images of family and connectedness with each other. So those are the things I want you to be thinking about. What are your top 3 values in your life, right? Because our values impact the goals that we set. And once we set our goals, then we have to sort of make those a priority. That's how we spend our time, right? So if you say education is your priority, you got to make time for it, right? So we're going to go through some examples of that too. So remember, there are some free values assessments in our textbook, and it can be also really simple to just think about, okay, is it family? Is it work? Is it financial security? Is it, love of education? What are the things that you value the most, right? Your faith practice, your career, and start with maybe a top 5 and then narrow it down to your top 3. What are your top 3 values? Because that's where you want to start focusing your time and energy. The textbook also talks about a growth versus a fixed mindset. And a growth mindset is that mindset that's going to help you be successful, right? Not just give up when there's a challenge. Your growth mindset is where you are open to new experiences. You realize that your ideas and your intelligence and your ability to process information is changeable. We all can grow in what we learn. A fixed mindset may be more kind of like the pitcher entails, stuck in the mud, right? An example of this would be struggling with the concepts in math. I am a person who struggled with math in my educational background. And so a growth mindset might be, I'm struggling in math, but I'm working on it, right? I'm not good at math yet. YET. 3 little letters that can change your whole outlook, rather than the fixed mindset of saying, I hate math, right? I'm not good at math. I can't do math. That's a fixed mindset. Adding the little word yet gives you hope, gives you energy, right? And so think about that. Monitor what you're saying to yourself over the next couple of weeks about certain topics, about certain activities, and see if you could shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset by just adding words like yet or I'm working on it, right? So keep that in mind. That's going to be essential to your success of achieving your goals. So setting up your goals. We talk about the concepts of SMART goals. You can Google SMART goals and you'll see that there's a couple of different variations on what it stands for. But for our purposes, we're going to say that your goal should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, meaning you're going to say in the next week, in the next month, etc. You're going to give yourself a time frame. We're going to look at some common examples. So one that I have said in the past, and I know a number of people have said, is I want to lose weight. That sounds like a great goal, right? But if you don't operationalize it and make it more specific and give yourself a time frame, you may never lose the weight you're looking to lose. So in my example, you might want to say, I want to lose 4 pounds by March 4th. Let's say if it's February, or I want to lose 4 pounds by, October 15th or something like that. I just wrote down March 4th. So, is that realistic? Okay. Healthy wise, right? People recommend that you lose about a pound a week if you're trying to lose weight. So if you give yourself about a month, that's realistic. So it's specific. It says how many pounds. It's realistic, and you can measure it. So by that end date, have I lost the weight? And you can actually do little measurements in between each week. Did I lose a pound or gain a pound? And then if you gained a pound, you have to change something about your behavior. And that's where this relates to schoolwork, right? As you're getting assignments back, if it's below what you said your grade is, you have to change your behaviors. You have to study more, go for tutoring, etc. Another one, and this relates to school, I hear all the time, is I want to do good in school, which sounds really admirable, right? But what does good mean? Good means something different to everybody. Another one I hear is I want to pass my classes. Well, passing is a D. So I'm sure you want to shoot for higher than that. So trying to make your, and you can see I used this in the past semester, but I plan to get a 3.0 GPA for the fall 22 semester, right? That, again, you can then, that's a 3. A 3.0 is a B. So every assignment you get back, you can compare it, right? Did I get a B? And if you didn't, you may have to put in more time, try a different study approach, go for tutoring, right? You have to be active in your goals. And so you want that benchmark to say, okay, is this what I want to achieve? Now, a 3.0 is a great GPA. It's very realistic. A lot of times I'll have students say, I want to get a 4.0, which is great. That's an A average. And we all should be shooting for that, but don't lock yourself into that, right? Be realistic. It's great if you can get all A's, but it's not the end of the world if you can't. If you are falling below a 3.0, like a 2.0, a C, that's okay. But you want to be more towards that 3.0 range. It gives you a lot more options down the road for scholarships and just staying in good academic standing. Another thing I hear myself and students say is I want to get out of debt. And so one of the things you want to talk about is creating a plan. Okay, so how much debt do I have? And then say I want to pay a certain amount of my credit card or anything that you might owe by a certain date. And then again, this is in the past a little bit, but I plan to have my debt paid off by some month in 2023, 2024. But again, I think you're getting the idea. If you don't operationalize this and say, okay, what is my debt? I owe $4,000 on my credit card. Okay, realistically, what can I afford per month? $100, right? Let's say, or something like that. Then you got to do the math and figure out, okay, it's going to take me a few years to pay that off. Here's what I want to do. And here's the other thing. If you're trying to pay off something like a credit card, you got to stop putting stuff on it, right? Or else you're kind of going through a cycle. So just some things, just some real life examples to keep in mind. Another one I hear is I should get a tutor. That's a great aspiration. But what you need to do is call them on a particular day. I am going to call them on Thursday or go online and get signed up for a tutor by a particular date. Okay, that can help you actually do it. Put it on your to-do list. So in achieving our goals, we have certain obstacles and certain supports. That's a discussion topic that we have in Module 2. Many students talk about obstacles such as social media, directing, kind of diverting their attention away, their phones. Phones can be great resources, right? But if we spend too much time on social media or our phones or our video games and not on our tasks, then that's when it becomes, a negative in our life, an obstacle. So my suggestion is that you follow what's called the Pomodoro technique, right? It's where you have specific time, not a lot of time. Maybe it's like an hour that you're going to focus on studying and get stuff done. And then you're going to take a break. Maybe it's a 20-minute break and you might check social media then, or you might play a video game. Once you get your coursework done or your schoolwork done, reward yourself with video games or scrolling on social media for a little while. But again, you're going to have to maybe create some parameters for yourself so that you're focusing on your school and doing the things you do to decompress, right? Use your supports. Use your family, friends, mentors, MCC professors, our tutoring center. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself academically, mentally, physically, all of those things you need to do in order to achieve your goals. So also you'll find in Chapter 2 some links to career assessments and the career assessment career coach at MCC. And so from that, part of your assignments are going to be to list your top 3 traits and top 3 career categories that you're thinking about. And I want you to explore career coach. You may already know what you want to do. Some of you want to go into psychology. Some of you want to be an accountant. Some of you want to go into nursing, whatever your goal is, right? I want you to explore that career that you might be thinking of and maybe some alternate careers. It's always good to have a plan A and plan B. I love this quote, and I had a student get mad at me about this quote. The way we spend our time defines who we are. I really do believe that that's true. And she got mad at me because she spends a lot of time working and because she had to support her family. And she's like, my work doesn't define who I am. I said, yeah, but your work ethic probably does. And the fact that you're trying to support your family probably speaks volume to what you value and who you are as a person. So think about that. And I want you to be analyzing as we move in from goal setting. We're going to be moving into time management. How are you spending your time? Where is your focus? And is it where you want it to be? What you're going to have to do when you're a college student is make time for your priorities. What are your priorities? You're going to have to remind yourself constantly about what you value. What are your priorities? Where does your focus need to be? For the next 15 or so weeks, a semester is usually around 15 weeks, right? You're going to need to be focused on school. It's not going to last forever. You're going to get a break, right? In December and January, you'll have a little bit of a break. So this is what you have to do. You have to be able to focus on your priorities and make some sacrifices in time and what you're focusing on in order to achieve your goals. This is an investment in you. So remember that. I want you to be thinking about 3 action steps today. What are 3 things you could be doing today that move you closer to your goal? And especially in the academic realm. Is it working on some assignments, making some time to check in and log in on your courses? What are 3 things? Write them down right now. 3 things that you can do to move you closer to your academic goals, right? So you might say, I want a 3.0 this semester. Great. Okay. Are you handing in your assignments in your courses? What are the grades you're getting back? Sometimes students don't realize that these bigger goals, like I want to graduate with my associate's degree, is connected to I want to have a 3.0 this semester, which is connected to I need to do my assignments this week. Remember, what you do on a daily basis either moves you closer to your goals or farther away. So take a look at Module 2, look at the assignments, read the textbook, really delve in there. Remember, I'm looking for deep answers to things, not just surface answers. I want to know what you're thinking and what your experience is in your answers and integrate what you're learning in the textbook into your answers. So good luck. Remember, your values and your goals are what's going to keep you going in the middle of the semester when you feel like giving up. Don't give up.